Welcome back to the Self-Care CEO podcast, where we help ambitious women trade burnout for boundaries and hustle for healing. And I am so excited today for my guest, Margaret Cohen, who I'm introducing to some and presenting to others. Hi, Margaret.
Hi, Courtney.
Thank you for joining me today on the couch.
On the couch.
On the couch. So, to warm us up, how are you arriving today mentally and emotionally?
I'm at peace this morning.
Mm-hmm.
I had a very slow weekend on purpose. I rested and relaxed. I put away my laptop and all those things. So I feel at peace. It's very zen for a Monday morning.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing like coming into a Monday smoothly.
Yes.
And not pulling your hair out.
And feeling pressure and all these things.
All the things, like typical Monday's brain.
Right, yeah, yeah.
Typical Monday's brain. So let's start with your journey. What led you to the work that you're doing now?
Okay. So, I'm doing a lot of different works. So
You are.
But they kind of all go hand in hand. I won't say I was led. I was pulled, right? Because this was the path, the divine path for my life. Being a single mom for a long time, I hate to lead with that because then people try to make that your identity, right? But that does play a role in the work that I do.
But it shaped your destination.
It does. And so being a single mom and doing life the way that we're told, whether it's our family, society, our culture, right? And it just always felt weird to me, like pressury and like all these things. And so I love to read and I like to watch documentaries, and I did sociology for my undergrad. And so I was like, oh, I do feel things that are not weird and crazy. Like there's studies and data on this stuff.
And it's normal.
And what's abnormal is how we don't talk about it enough, in my opinion. And so that journey from being a single mother young and becoming a woman in a world that does not necessarily care about women, right, shaped my journey to understand myself in a different way. And so in all the work that I do, my goal is to help other women understand themselves in a different way too.
Okay. So with that being said, was there a turning point where you realized I need to do life or work differently out of the many works that your fingers are in?
No, absolutely. I've lived in a lot of states, you know this, in a lot of places. And I had to sit down and take a hard look at myself. If I continue to have the same experiences in different spaces, it might be me, right? Like I might need to do
Just
some
a strong
work
possibility
on myself. I am the common denominator, right? And so that's really what it was. Being tired of being tired, and not like the necessarily physical and mental exhaustion that we talk about often. Tired of life being the same. And not the same good either, right? Just the same, dating the same man in different bodies or different zip codes, right? Having the same experiences at work, having the same experiences with friend groups. I was just tired of that, feeling like I was always the one pouring, but didn't have many opportunities to be poured into. So that was kind of the turning point. Being in Memphis was a big part of that. Memphis is different. Right?
Real different.
And I often felt like an alien when I first got here. And so
I can relate.
I'm sure we've talked about this before too. So kind of that forced isolation. I chose to allow it to be used for good. Right. And so that's kind of my journey started to begin in 2011. I tell people all the time, I didn't start growing up till I was like 35. I'm being honest, right? And I'll be 45 next month. But that's what it is. And I say growing up, helping me shed the ideals that weren't necessarily mine.
Yeah, that was placed on you.
Yes, absolutely. And realize that what I feel is not insane or crazy. It's actually normal because I was created in a way that is counterintuitive to what society tries to tell me.
Right. How they try to label you to be.
Yes.
Versus who you really are.
Yeah.
I like it. So how do you feel your journey or your story intersects with self-care, boundaries, or faith?
intersectionality, right? Like, seriously, I am female, I am Black, and I am a single mother, right? And so without boundaries, self-care, and faith in the South, I likely would not survive, right?
You're right.
And so, in thinking of faith, I moved to Memphis. I never wanted to live in Memphis. My mom was in Memphis, but I never wanted to move. I'm like, I'm gonna come visit you. It's cool, or whatever.
I'm a pastor.
Yeah, and I'm gonna drop the kids off for the summer, right? And then I'll be back. And God had a different plan.
Yeah.
And if that ain't what we talk about on here, that's what I talk about, right? And He did. And so the way I came to even be in Memphis is something that I had to sit with and understand. And it has been so pivotal to my journey as a woman, as a mother, as a friend, as a business owner. So my faith is super important to me. I've learned that God's plans are always better than mine. They may not make sense to me or anyone around me. And that's okay.
At all.
Family members be like, girl, what? I'm like, girl, I know. But hey, I've learned that if I don't do it the easy way, it's going to be harder, right? And it's not that the task itself is easy, but walking in it instead of being pushed into it is easier. And so in doing that, you have to learn boundaries.
For sure.
Especially when you've been operating in the performance of womanhood, like we were kind of talking about before we got on, that I'm supposed to do everything and be everything for all people, especially as a single mom, right? That I have this cape and that I don't feel pain or I don't have fear, like all those things. And when I'm like, yes, I do actually, having to put those boundaries up and reinforce them. I think that's where a lot of us struggle with boundaries. We can say this is our boundary, but like you have to keep telling people sometimes. Like you have to keep reminding them and yourself, right? And so for me, boundaries are self-care. Because I don't bite off more than I can chew. I can say no and mean it and not have to explain it. Having the capacity and articulating that is a thing, whether you understand it or like it or not. Because why would you want me to show up in any space or place as a lesser version of myself?
And not your authentic you.
Right. Because y'all expect me to be away anyway, because I'm a good time. So when I'm not a good time, you know it, Courtney. Right. So when I'm not a good time, now you're looking at me sideways. Well, I didn't want to come. And so I can't give you what I don't have.
Yeah.
So they all intertwine. Those intersectionalities with my personal intersectionality, they all intertwine. And they have to be top of mind and intentional for me. For all of us, but definitely for me. So I can teach others how to make it intentional for themselves.
Wow. I like that because, I say to myself as I talk to myself, as I'm pretty sure we all do sometimes, and even to clients, we're taught not to have boundaries because boundaries culturally is deemed as disrespect. And so it's attached to punishment if I say no.
Yeah.
So as we transition to adulthood, we deem it as I must be wrong and I must be bad if I assert boundaries because a consequence is always associated with the boundary.
Right.
So I can't have it.
Right.
And until we get in our 30s, 40s, and we learn like, wait a minute, boundaries is okay. Yeah. Boundaries is good. Our parents were wrong. They did the best they could with what they knew.
That's it.
But they weren't correct. Right. And that's okay.
Yeah. And they were always stressed out.
All the time.
And tired and overwhelmed. And the phone kept ringing. And they trying to give what they don't have. Okay. I'm just saying.
Insanity. Insanity. Yes. So how have you navigated mental wellness while building a mission-driven life?
It's not always smooth terrain, that's for sure. But kind of like what I just said, I really believe that I have to mirror what I want to see, right? And so when it's hard, I have to say no. When I did say yes, maybe, we were supposed to do this podcast 2-3 weeks ago, right? I was like, girl, I got all this. I don't have the capacity, right? Yeah. And doing that and it being okay to do that, right? Yeah. When I mess up or forget something or make a mistake, owning that and saying it aloud to the people that it affected so they feel, I always like to say, I give you permission to take accountability. Yeah. Like, so they can see that, oh, even the founding keeper of I Am My Sister's Keeper, even Margaret, the social worker, soon to be therapist, she is a whole human being, and she shows up as herself, and she owns when she makes mistakes, when she overcommitted and all that stuff. And so mental wellness for me means mental wellness for others, and then it's mental wellness as a collective, which makes our mental wellness easier because people around us respect it and understand it.
Yeah.
And because you don't have to like it or agree with it, but you have to respect it.
Period.
And ingest it into your system.
Point and blank.
Because that's what it is. But like that, because it's very important.
Yeah.
I am a single mom, right? For 25 years. Kayla's 25.
Half of your life.
Half of my life. And so the way I was doing parenting was adversely affecting my children too.
Yeah. Because
I'm tired and I'm worn out and I feel overwhelmed because I'm not empowering them to do the things that they can do for their age, for themselves. And as a mom, my job is to teach them how to exist in this world without me. Yeah. And so I need to mirror for them what mental wellness and wholeness looks like. And even when it's hard and my mom may not understand, that's what it is. And I let them know that sometimes I'll be the mom who doesn't understand, and that's okay. Because I'll survive. And so will you.
Right.
Right? We teach people how to treat us. Everybody.
Absolutely.
Like, I can't make you treat me away, but I cannot allow you to treat me away.
Right. And I can choose to accept your access into my life as a result if I feel like I'm treated by you. So, have you ever felt like your ambition was outrunning your capacity?
Yeah. Yeah. I am a visionary and a neurodivergent visionary. And so my mind is all,
ideas all
we
the
can
time.
Do, yes. So I do, but I'm learning to accept what my capacity is and move accordingly. Right? Everything does not have to be done right now. Every good idea is not an idea for me to implement. Ever. Maybe, right?
Yeah.
So I have the capacity to do the things that I'm called to do. I think sometimes we don't have capacity for things because it's not our thing to do.
Yeah.
Not always, but sometimes. Because even though we're talking about shedding the need to do everything and be everything for everybody, that's a hard shedding process.
Yeah.
Especially 4 decades in, right?
Seriously.
It's what you've always known. So even though you know that doesn't feel right, it's still uncomfortable moving and operating in that space.
Yeah, because it's like ingrained in your DNA.
Yes. So one thing that I do for myself is before I commit to anything, even if I almost 100% know I don't have anything that day, I look at the week that I'm having. Right? Like, because we overcommit. Because yes, I want to do this with Courtney. Yes, that sounds fun. Like all the things. But like, okay, if I do this Monday, I have this and this. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday look like this. And so then I've already limited myself because I overcommitted. And so for me, learning how to look at my capacity holistically, not just for this day. And also understanding that just because there's an empty slot on my calendar does not mean I should put something in there. I was bad at that. Oh, girl, yeah, I got 10 to 12 on this day. We could do that. But no, I don't have to do that.
You don't. That can just be for you.
It should be for me. Because that first thing going to run over anyway, probably. Right?
You're right.
But like learning to, we have to first accept what our actual capacity is. And then we have to act in what that is.
Yeah.
Saying no is okay. Pushing things back to 2 weeks later. Like I said, everything's not urgent. Everything doesn't have to be right now. If you want to talk, you're going to still want to talk in 2 weeks. Right? And that's okay too. So, because sometimes that meeting will make us have more stuff to do. Who got time?
You're right. Nobody.
Right. Right.
Nobody. So, how do you define rest now versus earlier in your journey?
Earlier, rest was like, I need a nap. Right?
Yeah.
Or... yeah, basically that. I need a nap or somebody keep these kids for a couple hours so I can just clean the house.
Still doing work.
But now rest, and I was just talking about this earlier. I've got a little sofa in my bedroom and I have like a foldable desk. Think of it like a tray.
Yeah.
But it's like so now for me to really rest on the weekend, I close it down and push it underneath my sofa. that means my laptop isn't on it. I store those things. Like, so because I'm a business owner and a visionary, stuff is always going.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's okay to just think and dream. I don't have to write it down. I don't have to make a plan or a proposal. And so for me, having those things out of the way helped me to rest more.
Hey, CEO, quick pause. If you've been nodding along with today's episode, I want to make sure you know about the free and paid resources I've created to help you go even deeper. Whether you need help setting boundaries, managing burnout, or just taking care of you while building your brand, I've got something for you. Just go to the links in our show notes area or on our description page to check out all the journals, card decks, downloads, and digital tools designed for women like us. Because this isn't just a podcast. This is your healing toolkit. Now let's get back to the episode.
Because there was a time in my life, Courtney, when I had to be gone from Memphis to rest. I could say I'm off and be here, but it was something about being here that still made it hard for me to detach and unplug.
Yeah.
I was really good at it if I was gone somewhere else, but I struggled with it here. My therapist said, that's a problem. I said, you know what? You're right. It is a problem. And so those things, those small acts of putting the desk away and storing the laptop and the iPad, they help me be able to fully rest at home. And for me, rest means not doing anything.
Yeah.
Because we do so many things all the time, every day, for everybody. Even if it's not physical, we're mentally doing work.
Yeah. Our mind is constantly going.
Constantly going. So for me, this weekend, I rested. I'm going to say this on here. Rest for me means I don't have a bra on. I'm just saying.
Look, if I can just go throughout without it being indecent exposure, I would do life without one.
That's how my body knows, oh, we're not going nowhere. Because we don't have to have this bra.
Right? You can be free, relax.
Right. And see, that's a physical act too that reminds me that, oh, we're not doing any of that. And that moo-moo, please.
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
Child, it's the bra for me.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. That is hilarious because I felt that in every sense of my being.
Yeah. That's how you know I'm inside. You know, some people say when I put my bonnet on, when I take that bra off, that means it's done.
I'm inside. Don't ask me nothing.
Get somebody else to do it. For real.
So, what signs of burnout do you personally watch out for now?
Irritation. Ooh, everything is irritating. Things that they may be actually irritating things, but they don't irritate me to that degree. People being who they are, people that you know, doing what they do, it should not be that irritating. Because it's not. I have set proper expectations for you. So you being late should not irritate me like this because I knew you was going to be late because you're always late. Seriously, definitely that. Decision fatigue, analysis paralysis, just not able to get going. You know how we have a to-do list and there's okay, I want to get all these things done today or this week. And it's just you don't know, I don't know where to start. Usually I'll start with the simplest task or the task that'll take less time. But when I am on the verge of burnout, it seems like all of these tasks are hard and time intensive.
Yeah.
And that's when I take a nap. Seriously. Or, do something outside. Grounding, I really believe in that. I'm country, so no shoes outside in the grass. Getting myself together, looking at the beauty and majesty and splendor, reminding myself that I don't have to be doing something every minute of every day to be considered productive or to be considered an asset to society or to be doing what I'm called to do. Jesus Christ himself took time away.
He did.
From his people, right? That he loved so much that he died, right? If I always tell people, he was the example of self-care.
Because he knew how to detach and win.
I'm going to go over here. Y'all stay right here. Yeah. So if he did that, I must do that. Because I'm totally imperfect. So I have to do things that make that so. I love to go places by myself.
Yeah.
I love to go places by myself. I can do what I want, when I want, how long I want. There's no pressure. If I want to talk to people, I can. If I don't want to talk to people, I don't have to.
Mm-hmm.
So those, I'm sorry, we were talking about burnout, but those are some of the things I do when I feel that I'm on the verge of burnout. But definitely like irritability, having trouble getting started on task and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. You kind of mentioned this before, but how did you grow through the period where you struggled to set boundaries before?
Crying. No, because sometimes you just gotta be like, Lord help. Like, I don't know how to do this. This is too hard. Like, I'm offending everybody or whatever. It's kind of like with exercise. Not that I do a lot of that, but I understand the concept of exercise and how we build muscle or stability. Not stability. What's the word I want to look?
What, stamina?
Thank you. Yes, stamina over time. It's by practicing, by using that muscle. And so boundaries are hard, even still. And I think I know I am much better at it. But you have to keep doing it. For I Am My Sister's Keeper, we had a woman on doing what we call our Sisters in Study. And she was talking about healing and something else. My memory is not great. But anyway, what was it? Change. It was change. And she said something that was so impactful to me. It doesn't get easier over time, it being whatever. You just learn how to handle it better.
Yeah.
Right? So we feel like the task, because I'm handling this better than I would have before. The task is the same, but you use that muscle. You practice that thing, and so it's easier to do that task over time. Yeah. So boundaries are always hard, especially with people that you care about or close to that may be in their mind adversely affected when you institute these boundaries. But the more you do it, the easier it becomes. And so that's just kind of reminding myself, I got to do it. Yes, it sucks. Yes, they're going to be mad. They might not talk to me, but that's okay. Because I also like silence. So
yeah. So if you're mad, then I know you're going to leave me alone.
Right. And then that helps us evaluate relationships too.
You're right.
So not even that you get mad, because it's okay. It's natural. Like when I tell you no, when I normally say yes, for you to feel some type of way. But do you stay there? Does that affect our relationship? And so a lot of times we need to pay attention to how people behave with those boundaries.
That's true.
Because that'll save us a lot of trouble.
That's true. Because some relationships that I'm learning too, you realize have been more transactional than reciprocal. Yeah. So it's like you benefited more from me than I have ever from you. Yeah. But because I was doing so much doing, I felt like we were doing it together, but it was really just me.
Yes. That made me think about this reel I watched. I'm a single woman. Just so anybody wants to know. But this is relevant.
Just to plug that in there.
This is relevant. And she was talking about being on dates with people, right? And she was like, girl, he's not a good conversationalist. You are. He's not fun and funny. It's you. Go on these dates and be quiet and see what happens. Right? And not just dates for romance, but think about that. Kind of like you were saying, I've been doing all the things, so I felt like we were doing this together. Stop doing all the things and see what gets done together. Right? So we don't realize how much we bring. And I think it goes back to the way that we were conditioned growing up. We think that's normal and we think that's okay, but that's why we're tired and drained and irritable and all those things, because we're the one holding it and carrying it and all of that. But relationships are communal. And like you said, they should be reciprocal. And so I shouldn't be doing all the heavy lifting all the time. So when I'm quiet and not making the jokes, let's see how good of a time you actually are. Right?
Now, with that being said, you mentioned a lot of boundaries so far that's helped you in life. What's one boundary that you know for sure has changed your life or even your business?
I would like to think those things go hand in hand, my life and my business, right? Because it's a business that I created, right? So however I am and who I am is what my business will be. And I think a lot of times we try to separate the two, and that's probably where the problems come in. Who I am is who I am. My character shows up wherever I am.
That's true.
longer to see in certain spaces.
Mm-hmm.
But who we are is who we are.
Right. It's going to show up
It's
and
going to
reveal
show
itself.
up. Yeah. So we need to remember that. That needs to go hand in hand always. But one of the things that's been helpful to me, I'm going to use my oldest daughter, for example, because we've talked about this. And she'll probably never watch this podcast. But she's an early riser.
Uh-huh.
We've been calling her grandma since forever. She gets up really early. And so she will call me in the morning and be like, Mama. And I'm like, and then it would be something. She's 20-something. They got drama or this happened or whatever. And so that would affect my day sometimes. And so now when she calls, well, she's learned to through the enforcement of boundaries. I'd be like, hold on, what kind of conversation is this going to be? Because sometimes the mama is like, oh, girl, let me tell you what happened. It's so good. I got a raise or I got the job I was waiting for, whatever. But sometimes it's like my friend did this and she this and like all this drama and all this stuff. So I have to stop her and say, what kind of conversation is this about to be? Because it's 8:00 and I don't want to start my day on no foolishness.
Yeah.
And so I tell the moms of my sister's keeper, I tell people that I, talk to and have conversation with, if I can do that to my child, you don't stand a chance. Like, honestly. And so a lot of boundaries is what we don't realize about boundaries. It helps us. It's not just for them. It's for us. I can't be someone's emotional dumping ground 24/7.
Right.
Even if I'm not an empath, right? That affects me in some way. And so if I keep letting people dump drama, mess, hard things on me all day, every day, that's going to take a toll. And so being able to have that boundary is, I don't have the capacity for this. Now, some of my friends, they come and they're like, girl, something happened at work. It's a little bit heavy. Do you have the capacity for this today? And that's because I put that boundary up.
Yeah.
And I enforce that boundary. And I expect them to do the same to me. Right? Girl, I can't do that with you right now. And that's totally fair. Now, next week, I might not want to talk about it no more, but thank you for respecting yourself and checking me. But I'm good now. But that's okay, too, because sometimes we feel like we need to be the one to do the thing and fix the stuff for the people. Sometimes people don't use their resources because we're always the resource. So by me having this boundary, you put your big girl pants or boy boxers on and went and did what you needed to do. And then I don't even have to worry about it. Because it wasn't my business anyway, really.
You're right. Wow. That's good. I like that. See, I be dropping bars on you, girl. So I like these interviews. So transitioning to faith and healing, how has your faith played a role in your healing or resilience?
That's a good one because I have been on a journey for some years struggling with religion, right? I know those are not the same, but follow me where I'm going. And because I was taught that God was this punitive being and like I have to be this way to get this thing and perform like this to have his favor, like all this stuff. And so I have been on a personal journey of learning who God is for myself. Not like what my mom said, not what the church, any denomination said, right?
For sure.
And so I have a different kind of faith than I had growing up because I have a different understanding, thus a different relationship with my creator. So I am not at all religious. And I say that all the time. I am a Christian and not them kind. You know them kind I'm talking about.
I know them.
Them. Not them kind. Like the for real ones. Who would be like Jesus, like accepting of people who are not like us or from other countries and all that kind of thing. And so that has helped strengthen my faith because the faith that I had prior to this was not a sustainable faith.
Yeah.
Right? Because it was based on doing, being, whatever, not simply existing because we were created to exist.
And then I think it was to add to your poems.
No, you're good.
But it's more fear-based.
Yes.
It's a fear-based religion of, I can't do this because I'm scared something's going to happen to me.
Right.
It's not love trumps fear.
Yeah.
Because I love God and who he is. This is why I don't want to do it. Not because I'm scared I'm going to go to hell.
Exactly.
Because I do this.
Exactly.
And that does shift your view of a savior because you don't look. you want to build a relationship with somebody
right.
that's more loving, and not that you're scared that they're going to do something to you or want you to fail.
Yeah.
If you mess up.
Yeah. Or I'm not getting the things that I want or desire because I've done some things that I shouldn't have done.
Yeah.
I've done a lot of things I should not have done. And he takes care of
He's still faithful.
Like mind blowing. And not even like big checks or whatever, just things that sometimes the prayers I never uttered, just something that was on my mind and on my heart, right? And then it just comes to be. Or I have this 50 before 50 list, 50 things I want to do before I turn 50, right? And so I just typed this list up. That was it. Like, I didn't commit it to God in prayer or like even ask him about what was this stuff I want to do. Girl, I'm like 35 in. Because I don't look at it all the time, right?
You mean 35 off the list?
Yes.
What?
Yes. What's so crazy is some of them happen while another thing on the list is happening.
What?
Courtney. And like one day, because it's in my Google Docs, and so I would highlight them when I finish them, and I don't do it all the time, right? And so I was looking for some other stuff, and I ran across, and I was like, oh my God, I need way more highlights. Going to France was on there. Not only did I go to France, I stayed there for 30 days.
Not 30.
For free.
Mm-hmm.
What? Like, seriously. I have been trying to go four-wheeling, mudding for so long. I have called people. I've tried to do it in Gatlinburg. Baby, they want you to deposit your firstborn child. No. I met people in Millington, and I get their number, and they never call me back. Like, this whole thing, and I never got to do it. Jamaica was on my list, which, I just went. Guess where I four-wheeled?
In Jamaica.
He said, girl, you was not supposed to do this in Tennessee. You had to do this in an exotic location because he knows the plans he has for me. He does exceedingly abundantly above all my finite mind could even ask or think. I would have been content. Margaret would have been content going mudding in Millington. But he was like, nah, girl.
He said, I got
you going to do it while
better.
this man is speaking patois to you, what you love. Right? So, like, that's the topic, like the extras and the sprinkles.
Yeah.
And only God could do that like that.
Only he could set it up.
Yeah.
Jamaica is an experience.
It's an experience.
An experience.
I was sad to come back. And not from being on vacation like we're normally like. I just felt I'm not Jamaican, Caribbean. I've done my ancestry. I was very disappointed in the results. but in a way that I met such good people like that were in the resort, people that lived in Jamaica. It was beautiful and just welcoming, and the food. Oh my God, you already know.
I already know. But hold on, let me put this plug in there just in case you circle back.
Okay.
Did you try the KFC there?
So let me tell you, everybody was telling me that. So my travel agent is Jamaican.
Okay.
She was like, go to the KFC. But I was too busy making friends. A native Jamaican was a tour guide for one of the excursions I booked.
Yeah.
He came and got me the next day to take me on like a native island tour.
Yeah.
He has a son that makes bamboo rafts. So I ended up doing, so it was just like things just kept happening. And we kept driving by KFC, but I was still full from the food we ate on the side of the road that they were literally making over a fire on a stone.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't get to go. But everybody was telling me to go there, but I didn't get to go. But I don't feel cheated like at all. But I hear.
I mean, because you still had the experience.
Yeah.
But you just realize what is not real.
Yeah.
Over here in America, just the food, taste the thing. You're like, oh, okay, yeah, this ain't that, and that ain't it.
No, it's not.
I'm glad you went. Did you go to Montego Bay?
I went to, yes, I did go to Montego Bay. Yeah. That is where I stayed for a week by myself.
I love it. I love that for you.
Thank you. It was great.
So, how has your relationship with God shifted as you have healed?
There was a pastor years ago I heard say that sometimes we struggle with the concept of a heavenly father because we didn't have an earthly example. Right? Okay. And so
we got to clock that.
we'll let that sit for a minute.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Yeah, I can't fathom something I've never experienced.
Right. Yeah.
So, and this was years ago, like even before I was attempting to get my life together, but I remember that.
Yeah.
And so kind of like what we were talking about a few moments ago, unlearning the God that I was taught made it easier for me to accept and acknowledge that he really does care about me, that he wants good things for me, that poverty is not my portion. Period. I don't know if you grew up like we have to be struggling for Christ and like all this stuff.
And it's more holy to be poor.
Oh, girl.
It's like, did we forget who God is?
Right.
That he's the creator of all, that he owns
all the cattle, all the hills.
It's like, it's something to say. He owns a cattle on down. Why can't I?
Right.
If he's my father and I'm his child, that means I'm a princess, right?
That's right.
We equal.
That's right.
In ownership.
That's right.
So that means I can be wealthy too.
Okay.
It's so demonized. And I feel you on that because I'm learning that too.
Yeah.
We have such certain religions have a poverty mindset and they attribute holiness to poverty and suffering to holiness as well. And it's like, that's not who God is.
That's not who God is. That's not even what he wants for us.
That would preach for itself.
Listen. So all of that deconstructing to reconstruct the image of God has been important and necessary for my life, period. Not even necessarily business, but like we said, all those things work in tandem. But just my life, the way I feel about myself, which informs the way that I show up. And then the way I show up for you impacts how you feel, right? And so being that for me and is enough and is important, but that allows me to be who I was called to be for other people.
Yeah.
And understanding that he wants me to do, he gave me these gifts. It's okay to be paid for things I'm naturally good at that feel good to do. Work doesn't have to feel like a draining, exhausting experience all the time. Did you know? No one told us. Like showing up authentically as me, sliding into Ebonics every now and then, clocking things every now and then is okay. And people actually are receptive of that.
Embrace it.
Professionalism is a myth. We can go on and on and on. Okay.
Lord, that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah. We could be here all day, sis. For real.
I got time.
And Amy will let us.
So, what lies did you have to unlearn to become who you are today?
You said you had time. Right? I had to unlearn what it means to be a woman. I had to unlearn the lies I was told because I'm a woman, because I am Black, because I had children out of wedlock, right? I had to unlearn. Girl, it's so many. Gosh, that's just like
That's a loaded question.
That's a loaded question. There are so many things that I had to unlearn. I think the most important is who I am and who created me outside of anything else, right? Like learning what God had in mind when he created woman, that because I came from the side of a man does not place me beneath him, but actually next to him, right? Because that is so fundamental, because it informs everything else we do, how we operate, how we think about ourselves, how we feel about ourselves, how we perform womanhood. So that was like really a core thing for me to learn, to be able to operate in this new space. And accepting that belief does not always line up with religious theology, with the culture that I'm in, that the society, that my family structure believes, but being okay with that. Because when you become okay with what you know to be true, it's easier to not care what other people think.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Learning, dealing with, basing my life on people's perceptions.
And people pleasing.
Because you always gonna have an opinion.
Like holes in the behind.
You always gonna have an opinion. And your goalpost is always moving. So now I'm out here, don't know what to do because I'm trying to not just for this person or this group, for this person and that group. So then I don't even know who I am.
Yeah.
Because I am trying to be what everyone else wants me to be.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of being like, oh, who I am is this, and this is enough, and the people who are for me, I will be drawn to, or they will be drawn to me, because those are actually who are my people.
Right.
So just the whole concept of what womanhood should look like, masculine versus feminine, and I like to put stuff together. I have a drill and a tool set because I'm handy, and I like to be handy, and I'm still a woman, right? Yeah. So just all that kind of stuff, all those cultural and gender stereotypes and like all that kind of stuff, that has been really helpful to me, for me to unlearn, to be able to exist and show up the way that I do now.
I like it. Now, how do you stay grounded in who you are, not just what you do?
I go to therapy. Even therapists need a therapist. Yeah, I go to therapy. I read books that affirm me, and align with who I am. You have to be intentional. Girl, my room is full of like motivational quotes, not like stickies, which is okay if they're stickies, but like I like to buy them, the wooden ones that like Top Shelf or Hobby Lobby, and then people know that I like them, so they gift them to me. Yeah. And then I have those all over my room. I have Black artwork all over my room. Black women doing different things with long weave, with locks, with whatever. Just things to remind me of who I am and whose I am, and to keep me focused on where I'm going, not where I've been, what I'm learning, not what I already learned, right? Just being open to those experiences and not having to perform. I keep saying that because I really feel like that. I feel like we have been socialized to be so performative. And so I forgot the initial question. I'm not gonna lie.
No, how do you stay grounded?
Oh, yep. So that I was still on track. I was still on track. And also, like I said, going outside, I love nature. I go visit a friend of mine in Georgia often. I usually stay a week to 10 days. Like her patio is such that deer will walk out of the tree line. And I'll actually come up, but they'll stand there and we'll just stare at each other. And like, I love that. So doing things, like I said, to edify my soul, reminders around me help me to stay grounded and focused in reading and documentary watching. I'm a real big nerd and I'm proud of that.
It sounds like wisdom / knowledge is one of your core values.
It is. I love to learn, girl.
I know, me too. And not only that, I love learning, so I could regurgitate that to other people. That's so fulfilling to me. Yeah. Some people try to gatekeep knowledge, like it's gonna make you look smarter.
Right.
But I don't
There's
know.
so much of it for all of us.
Yeah. I don't know. Anyway. Yeah. I digress. You answered the question. Okay. I'm trying to stay on time. Okay. Now this is my favorite portion of the interview. This is the rapid fire questions. So this is the first thing that comes to mind.
Okay.
I doubt it'll be extreme. You looking like, oh Lord, but
no, I'm talking about for the answers. Okay. I'm concerned for you.
No. I know what the expression is.
Okay.
I promise you it won't be too far-fetched. I've heard some responses, so I guarantee. Okay. The question is not too far off. So, ready?
Yes.
First thing that comes to mind. What's a self-care ritual you swear by?
Tea.
Hot or cold?
Hot on the porch in my rocking chair in my moo-moo.
What's your favorite kind?
I don't know. I like all kinds. Lemon ginger right now, though.
Lemon ginger? I just visited a friend, and she grows mint in the back, and she gave me some mint to bring back with me, and I just made some this week. I said, oh, this is so good. Yes. I just steeped it now, and now it's cool, and I just drink it cold. Yeah. Delish. This is my first time drinking mint tea. Like,
just the act of drinking tea on the porch in the morning when it's quiet.
No noise, no distractions.
And we live in Millington. Ain't no noise. Amen.
Well, you answered this earlier, but what's a lie you no longer believe about success?
That it needs to look a certain way. That I have to give up myself to do it.
What's a boundary you're currently working on?
Oh, currently? I don't know. Saying no. I'm good, but I'm still like, it has to be intentional.
Yeah.
Not
so being
overcommitting.
intentional about saying no.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. Your favorite scripture or affirmation right now?
My favorite scripture is always, I have two. I'm going to tell you both of them. Don't ask me where it came from because I'm not that lady. Reminding myself that I am fearfully and wonderfully made.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a lot of people's favorite scripture, and that's okay. He knows the plans he has for me.
Jeremiah 29:11.
Yes, I know that one's from. That one's in Psalms.
Mm-hmm.
But those are my favorite scriptures.
Mm-hmm. And last one. One word to describe the season you're in.
Free.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Heavy on it.
Heavy on the free.
Heavy on the free.
I love it.
Yeah.
So now that we are wrapping up, this has been fun for me.
For me too, though.
For me, okay. What's a final word of encouragement that you'd like to leave with our listeners?
I have lots of words, y'all. But honestly, I'm one person that's like, oh, it's so cliche because we hear it all the time or whatever. But I really mean this. Like, you are enough just as you are. Even if you're not the best version of yourself right now, even if you're working towards becoming someone else, something else, you are still enough just as you are. And your worth is not tied to anything else other than the fact that he chose to create you.
Amen to that.
Yeah.
Now, how and where can people stay connected with you? Because you have a lot going on.
I have a lot going on.
A lot of legs.
A lot of
A lot of coals in the fire. If people want to stay connected with Margaret Cohen.
Cowan. I meant to say that earlier. It's okay. Cowan.
Correct me. That's
I meant to, but I got distracted.
Cowan.
Yes.
Or I Am My Sister's Keeper. Where can they stay connected with you or even learn more about the work that you're initiating, starting, even doing? Share with us what you got going on.
So I Am My Sister's Keeper is I Am My Sister's Keeper on Facebook. Our website is I Am My Sissy's Keeper. So that's SISSYS.org. So that's for that. And you can sign up for our blogs. You can see what we've got coming up next, all those kind of things. I am in the process of building my personal brand called The Magnificence of Melanin with Mags. That's me. I'm Mags. And so it's for podcast interviews, public speaking, group facilitation. I really, really enjoy group work, y'all. I'm going to do individual therapy, but that's going to be like this many people. But I have an email for that. It's T-Mom with Mags, which is TMOMWITHMAGS. So it's the magic of melanin, just shorter. And that's at gmail.com. We're working on my website. Hopefully it'll be ready by my birthday, which is October 1st.
Okay.
And then my business sale for that is 901-687-5727. I just got that. That's what I'm trying to remember. Yes. But you can call or text that at any time because I believe in do not disturb. So if it's after hours, I won't know until hours are back in.
Until hours are reestablished.
Point
blank in the period.
That's right. Yeah.
Now, everything that she mentioned will be in the show notes for you to follow back up. So I'll be sure to include that so y'all can follow back up with her. We can get this ball rolling. Outside of that, Margaret, I really do thank you for indulging me today and being on the couch with the self-care CEOs. You dropped some tea, some bars, and all the things.
Thank you. I try to, it's my ministry, part of my ministry. And I don't do podcasts. So she is special to me. So I did this with her. All right.
But anyway, thank you all for listening. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you on the next episode. Bye.
Bye-bye.